Your parents are taking a daily multivitamin, extra calcium for their bones, and high-dose vitamin E because their doctor recommended it years ago, and you think they're being proactive about their health. But what if I told you that those exact supplements, the ones sitting in their medicine cabinet right now, are quietly destroying their kidneys, increasing their risk of heart attacks and strokes, accelerating cognitive decline, and potentially shaving years off their lifespan? Research published just 8 weeks ago in the Journal of the American Medical Association analyzed data from over 400,000 adults over 60 and found that 3 specific vitamins and minerals, when taken in the forms and doses commonly sold in pharmacies and health stores, are associated with increased mortality, organ damage, and serious adverse events in older adults at rates that shocked even the researchers. I've spent 31 years as a geriatric medicine physician, and I've watched thousands of well-meaning children buy these supplements for their aging parents, thinking they're helping, while those same supplements are causing the exact health problems everyone is trying to prevent. If your parents are over 60 and taking any supplements at all, you need to hear what I'm about to tell you, because the 3 vitamins I would never let my own parents take are probably in their cabinet right now, and every day they take them is another day of cumulative harm. But I'm not going to reveal which 3 supplements yet, because if I tell you now, without explaining the devastating mechanisms of how they cause damage, you won't understand why this matters so urgently. And you might dismiss this as just another conflicting health opinion when it's actually life-saving information backed by decades of research that the supplement industry desperately doesn't want you to know. Before we continue, I need critical information from you. Comment below your age and whether your parents or you yourself take any of these: a daily multivitamin, calcium supplements, vitamin E supplements, vitamin A supplements, iron supplements, or high-dose B vitamins. Write it like this: 45, parents take multivitamin and calcium. Or 68, I take vitamin E and multivitamin. Or 52, parents take all of these. Because here's what's happening that should alarm every family in America. The supplement industry is a $50 billion per year business that's virtually unregulated, makes health claims that aren't required to be proven, and actively markets products to seniors using fear and false promises. Over 75% of adults over 65 take at least one dietary supplement daily, and most take 3 to 5 different ones. But the research is increasingly clear that many of these supplements, especially in the forms and doses marketed to seniors, cause more harm than good. Your comment tells me how urgent this message is for your family, so comment now with your age and what supplements are being taken in your household. What I'm about to reveal could prevent kidney failure, heart attacks, and premature death in someone you love. Let me tell you about a patient's mother who was brought to my geriatric clinic 11 months ago, and this story is going to sound shockingly familiar to many of you. She was 76 years old, living independently, mentally sharp, physically active for her age, managing well with just blood pressure medication and a statin for cholesterol. Her daughter, a loving and attentive woman in her late 40s, had been reading about nutritional deficiencies in older adults and wanted to make sure her mother stayed healthy as long as possible. So she bought her mother what she thought was a comprehensive supplement regimen, a high-quality multivitamin formulated for seniors, 1,200 milligrams of calcium with vitamin D for bone health, 400 IU of vitamin E for heart health and cognitive function, and a B-complex vitamin for energy and nerve health. The mother took these faithfully every single day for 18 months. During that time, she started experiencing symptoms that seemed unrelated to vitamins. She developed frequent nausea and constipation, which her primary doctor attributed to age-related digestive slowing. She had increasing fatigue, which everyone assumed was just getting older. She started having occasional confusion and memory lapses that worried her daughter. She developed numbness and tingling in her hands and feet that her doctor thought might be early neuropathy. And she had 2 episodes of kidney stones, extremely painful, requiring emergency room visits. When she came to my clinic for a comprehensive geriatric assessment, I did what I always do. I reviewed every single medication and supplement she was taking, and I ordered extensive blood work, including levels of vitamins and minerals. What I found horrified me. Her serum calcium level was 11.2, elevated above the normal range of 8.5 to 10.5, indicating hypercalcemia from excessive calcium supplementation. Her kidney function had declined significantly, with a creatinine of 1.8 and an estimated GFR of 38, indicating stage 3B chronic kidney disease that hadn't been present 2 years earlier. Her vitamin A level was dangerously elevated at 95 micrograms per deciliter, well above the safe range, from the vitamin A in her multivitamin accumulating in her liver and fat tissues. Her vitamin B6 level was over 200 nanomoles per liter, more than 4 times the upper limit of normal, from the high-dose B complex. And when I examined her medication list more carefully, I realized that her statin medication was interacting with the vitamin E, increasing her risk of bleeding. Every single symptom she had been experiencing, the nausea, constipation, fatigue, confusion, numbness, kidney stones, was caused by vitamin toxicity and supplement-induced organ damage. Her well-meaning daughter had been slowly poisoning her with vitamins for 18 months. Here's what's happening inside the bodies of older adults that makes certain vitamins extremely dangerous after age 60. And this is critical information that almost nobody understands, because the supplement industry certainly isn't going to tell you. When you're young, your kidneys, liver, and digestive system are highly efficient at processing vitamins and minerals, absorbing what you need and excreting the excess. But after age 60, multiple changes occur that dramatically alter how your body handles supplements. First, your kidney function declines naturally with age. By age 70, most people have lost 30 to 40% of their kidney filtering capacity compared to age 30. This means your kidneys can't efficiently eliminate excess vitamins and minerals, so they accumulate in your blood and tissues to toxic levels. Second, your liver's ability to metabolize and detoxify substances decreases significantly. Liver enzymes slow down, bile production decreases, and the liver's capacity to store and release vitamins becomes impaired. This is particularly dangerous for fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, which are stored in liver and fat tissue and can build up to toxic levels over months and years. Third, your stomach produces much less acid after age 60. Lower stomach acid means you actually absorb certain nutrients less efficiently from food, but paradoxically, you absorb synthetic vitamins from supplements more readily because they're already in a form that doesn't require acid for breakdown. This can lead to excessive absorption of supplemental forms while you're still deficient in the food-based forms. Fourth, many older adults are on multiple medications, and these medications interact with vitamins in dangerous ways that younger people don't experience. Blood thinners interact with vitamin E and vitamin K. Diuretics interact with calcium and magnesium. Diabetes medications interact with certain B vitamins. Proton pump inhibitors for reflux interact with B12 and calcium absorption. These interactions can either make the medications less effective or make the vitamins toxic, or both. Fifth, the nutritional needs of older adults are actually different from younger adults. You need more of some nutrients like B12 and vitamin D, but you need less of others like iron, vitamin A, and certain B vitamins. The one-size-fits-all approach of multivitamins gives you too much of what you don't need, and often not enough of what you do need, in the wrong forms. And sixth, older adults have less muscle mass and more fat tissue than younger adults. Fat-soluble vitamins accumulate in fat tissue, and with more fat and less muscle, these vitamins concentrate to higher levels and persist for longer, increasing toxicity risk. Now let me reveal the 3 specific vitamins and supplements that I would never let my own parents take after age 60, and I'll explain in detail why each one is so dangerous. Number 1 is calcium supplements, particularly in doses over 500 milligrams per day, and especially calcium carbonate, which is the form in most over-the-counter supplements like Tums and Oscal. Here's why calcium supplementation is so dangerous for older adults. Multiple large-scale studies over the past 10 years have conclusively shown that calcium supplements increase the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and cardiovascular death in people over 60. A meta-analysis of 18 studies, including over 63,000 participants, found that calcium supplementation increased heart attack risk by 31% and stroke risk by 20% compared to no supplementation. The mechanism is straightforward but devastating. When you take a calcium supplement, especially a high dose of 500 to 1200 milligrams at once, your blood calcium level spikes dramatically within 1 to 2 hours. This sudden elevation in blood calcium causes calcium to deposit in your arteries, accelerating atherosclerosis and arterial stiffening. It also increases blood clotting tendency, raising the risk of clots that cause heart attacks and strokes. Unlike calcium from food, which is absorbed slowly over hours and doesn't cause blood level spikes, supplemental calcium floods your system all at once. Additionally, calcium supplements significantly increase the risk of kidney stones. Studies show a 17 to 20% increased risk of calcium oxalate kidney stones in supplement users compared to non-users. For older adults with declining kidney function, this can precipitate kidney failure. Calcium supplements also cause constipation in 20 to 40% of users, which is particularly problematic for older adults who already struggle with this. And perhaps most concerning, there's growing evidence that calcium supplementation doesn't even prevent fractures, which is the main reason people take it. Multiple large randomized trials, including the Women's Health Initiative, found that calcium supplementation with or without vitamin D did not reduce fracture risk in community-dwelling older adults. The calcium goes into your arteries and soft tissues, not into your bones where you need it. The reality is that almost everyone gets adequate calcium from food. Dairy products, leafy greens, fortified plant milks, sardines, and many other foods provide plenty of calcium. The recommended intake is 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams per day for older adults, and most people get 600 to 900 milligrams from diet alone. If there's a gap, it should be filled with food, not supplements. And if supplementation is absolutely necessary due to severe dietary restriction, it should be calcium citrate in doses no higher than 200 to 300 milligrams per day, taken with meals to minimize blood level spikes, and only under medical supervision with regular monitoring of blood calcium and kidney function. Number 2 is vitamin E supplements, particularly in doses over 100 IU per day, and especially the synthetic DL-alpha tocopherol form found in most supplements. Vitamin E was heavily promoted in the 1990s and early 2000s as a powerful antioxidant that would prevent heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's disease, and aging. Millions of older adults started taking it based on preliminary research, but when large, rigorous clinical trials were finally conducted, the results were devastating. The HOPE trial, which studied 9,500 adults over 55 at high risk for heart disease, found that 400 IU of vitamin E daily did not reduce heart attacks, strokes, or deaths. In fact, there was a trend toward increased heart failure. The SELECT trial studying prostate cancer prevention found that 400 IU of vitamin E daily increased prostate cancer risk by 17%. Multiple trials have found that high-dose vitamin E increases all-cause mortality, meaning death from any cause. A meta-analysis of 19 clinical trials, including over 135,000 participants, found that vitamin E supplementation at doses of 400 IU or higher per day increased the risk of dying during the study period by 4 to 6%. The mechanisms of harm are multiple. First, vitamin E at high doses acts as a pro-oxidant rather than an antioxidant, meaning it actually increases oxidative stress and cellular damage instead of reducing it. Second, vitamin E interferes with blood clotting by inhibiting platelet aggregation and enhancing the effects of blood-thinning medications. For older adults on aspirin, warfarin, or other anticoagulants, this dramatically increases bleeding risk, including hemorrhagic stroke and gastrointestinal bleeding. Third, vitamin E interferes with vitamin K metabolism, which further impairs blood clotting and bone health. Fourth, the synthetic form of vitamin E in most supplements is only about 50% bioavailable compared to natural vitamin E from food, but it occupies vitamin E receptors and prevents the natural forms from working properly. And fifth, high-dose vitamin E supplementation has been shown to interfere with cholesterol-lowering medications and reduce their effectiveness. The irony is that vitamin E deficiency is extremely rare. Almost everyone gets adequate vitamin E from nuts, seeds, vegetable oils, and green leafy vegetables. There's no reason for healthy older adults to supplement vitamin E, and substantial evidence of harm from doing so. Number 3, and this is the one that surprises most people, is multivitamins, particularly those marketed specifically to seniors or those containing iron, high doses of vitamin A, or high doses of B vitamins. I'm going to focus on the components of multivitamins that are specifically dangerous for older adults. First is vitamin A, which is in virtually every multivitamin, often in doses of 2,500 to 5,000 IU or higher. Vitamin A is fat-soluble and accumulates in the liver and fat tissues. Older adults have decreased ability to metabolize and excrete vitamin A, so it builds up over time. Excessive vitamin A causes liver damage, brittle bones, and increased fracture risk, hair loss, skin problems, and most seriously, it's teratogenic, meaning it causes severe birth defects, which matters if older adults are caring for or around pregnant family members. Studies have shown that vitamin A intake above 1,500 micrograms per day, which is easy to exceed with a multivitamin plus dietary sources, doubles the risk of hip fracture in older adults. Vitamin A toxicity causes symptoms that are often mistaken for other age-related conditions. fatigue, confusion, bone pain, and headaches. Most older adults get adequate vitamin A from food, and supplementation is not only unnecessary but harmful. Second is iron. Many multivitamins, especially those marketed to seniors, contain 18 to 27 milligrams of iron per serving. But older adults, particularly men and postmenopausal women, rarely need supplemental iron unless they have confirmed iron deficiency anemia from blood loss or malabsorption. Excess iron accumulates in organs, particularly the heart, liver, and pancreas, causing a condition called hemochromatosis or iron overload. This accelerates atherosclerosis, increases heart attack risk, causes liver cirrhosis, increases diabetes risk, and has been linked to increased cancer risk and neurodegenerative diseases. Iron is a pro-oxidant that generates free radicals and oxidative stress. For older adults with normal iron levels, supplementation is purely harmful. Iron should only be taken if blood tests show deficiency, and then only at the specific dose and duration needed to correct it. Third are high doses of B vitamins, particularly B6, B9 or folic acid, and B12. While B12 supplementation is often beneficial for older adults due to decreased absorption from food, the doses in many multivitamins, often 100 to 500 micrograms or higher, are excessive. More concerning is vitamin B6, where doses over 10 milligrams per day can cause irreversible peripheral neuropathy, meaning permanent nerve damage causing numbness, tingling, and pain in hands and feet. Many multivitamins contain 25 to 50 milligrams of B6. Long-term use accumulates in nerve tissue and causes damage that doesn't resolve even after stopping the supplement. Excessive folic acid from fortified foods plus supplements has been associated with increased cancer risk in some studies and can mask B12 deficiency, allowing neurological damage to progress undetected. A comprehensive study published in JAMA Internal Medicine in late 2024 followed 87,000 adults over 65 for 12 years and found that those taking daily multivitamins had no reduction in cardiovascular disease, cancer, or cognitive decline compared to non-users, and actually had a 6% higher all-cause mortality rate. The study concluded that multivitamin use in well-nourished older adults provides no health benefit and may cause harm through cumulative toxicity of fat-soluble vitamins and minerals. The researchers emphasized that targeted supplementation of specific documented deficiencies under medical supervision is appropriate, but blanket multivitamin use is not. Comment shocked if you're shocked that supplements you thought were helping might actually be causing harm, because this cognitive dissonance between what the supplement industry tells us and what the actual science shows is something we all need to confront. Let me tell you about another family situation that illustrates how common and dangerous this is. A man brought his 82-year-old father to see me because his father had developed severe fatigue, muscle weakness, and cognitive decline over 6 months. His primary doctor had run basic tests that were unremarkable and attributed the symptoms to aging and possible early dementia. When I did a comprehensive supplement and medication review, I discovered the father was taking a senior multivitamin with extra iron and vitamin A, a separate calcium supplement at 1,200 milligrams daily, vitamin E 400 IU daily, and a vitamin D supplement at 5,000 IU daily. Blood tests showed vitamin A toxicity, hypercalcemia, and evidence of iron overload. His symptoms were entirely from vitamin toxicity, not dementia or aging. We stopped all supplements except a moderate dose vitamin D, which was actually needed based on testing. Within 6 weeks, his fatigue improved dramatically. Within 12 weeks, his cognitive function returned to normal. Within 6 months, he was back to his baseline function. His son told me, with tears, that he had been buying and encouraging his father to take all those supplements thinking he was extending his father's life when he was actually poisoning him. Here's what you need to do if your parents or you yourself are over 60 and taking any of these supplements. First, make a complete list of every supplement being taken, including multivitamins, individual vitamins, minerals, and herbal products. Note the specific brand, dose, and form of each one. Second, schedule an appointment with a physician, preferably a geriatrician or geriatric pharmacist, to review the entire list. Don't just stop everything abruptly without medical guidance, especially if supplements have been taken for a long time, as some nutrients require gradual tapering. Third, get blood tests to check levels of vitamin A, vitamin D, calcium, B12, folate, and iron markers, including ferritin. This shows whether actual deficiencies exist or whether toxicity has developed. Fourth, based on test results and medical evaluation. Stop any supplements that are not addressing a documented deficiency. In most cases, this will be most or all of them. Fifth, address any true deficiencies with targeted supplementation at appropriate doses, in the correct forms, under medical supervision. For most older adults, the only supplements that may be beneficial are vitamin D if levels are low, typically 1,000 to 2,000 IU daily to maintain blood levels of 30 to 50 nanograms per milliliter, vitamin B12 if absorption is impaired, typically 500 to 1,000 micrograms of methylcobalamin daily or weekly injections if severely deficient, and possibly omega-3 fatty acids from fish oil if not eating fatty fish twice weekly, typically 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA daily. That's it. 3 supplements maximum, and only if specifically indicated by testing or dietary assessment. Everything else should come from food. A diet rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, fish, and moderate amounts of dairy and lean meat provides all the vitamins and minerals older adults need, in the right forms, in the right ratios, without the risk of toxicity. I know this information contradicts decades of marketing and cultural beliefs about vitamins being harmless and beneficial. But here's why I need you to subscribe to this channel. The supplement industry spends billions of dollars convincing you that you need their products, while spending virtually nothing on proving they're actually safe or effective. I'm a physician who has spent 3 decades caring for older adults and watching supplement-related harm occur repeatedly. I have no financial interest in whether you buy supplements or not. My only interest is in keeping older adults healthy and preventing unnecessary suffering. Every week on this channel, I share evidence-based information about medications, supplements, and interventions for people over 60, separating marketing hype from scientific reality. If you want to protect your parents or yourself from harm, if you want information you can trust that's based on research rather than profit motives, subscribe to this channel. You deserve to know the truth about what helps and what hurts as we age. Let me give you the complete summary of what you need to know and do. 3 categories of supplements are particularly dangerous for adults over 60. Calcium supplements in doses over 500 milligrams increase heart attack and stroke risk by 20 to 31%, increase kidney stone risk, cause constipation, and don't prevent fractures. They should be avoided, with calcium needs met through diet. Vitamin E supplements over 100 IU daily increase all-cause mortality, increase cancer risk, cause dangerous bleeding when combined with blood thinners common in older adults, and provide no proven benefits. They should be stopped. Multivitamins, especially those with iron, high-dose vitamin A, or high-dose B vitamins, cause cumulative toxicity of fat-soluble vitamins, iron overload, nerve damage from excess B6, and provide no health benefits, while increasing mortality risk in well-nourished older adults. They should be stopped unless specific deficiencies are documented. The only supplements most older adults should consider are vitamin D if blood levels are low, B12 if absorption is impaired, and omega-3s if not eating fish. All supplementation should be based on testing and medical guidance, not marketing or assumptions. A nutrient-rich diet provides everything else needed safely and effectively. Before you go, I want to acknowledge how hard it is to hear that something you've been doing to help your parents or yourself might actually be causing harm. That's a difficult emotional place. But knowledge is power, and now you have the information to make changes that could literally save lives. If this video has opened your eyes to supplement risks you didn't know existed, I need you to do 3 things. First, subscribe to this channel because I share this kind of evidence-based, potentially life-saving information every single week about medications, supplements, and health practices for people over 60. The medical landscape changes constantly, and I keep you informed with what actually works and what actually harms. Second, hit the notification bell so you never miss content that could protect your parents or yourself from preventable harm. And third, share this video with anyone you know who has parents over 60 or is over 60 themselves. Share it with your siblings, your friends, your coworkers. This information about supplement risks is too important to keep to yourself, especially since it contradicts what the multi-billion-dollar supplement industry wants people to believe. Together, we're building a community of informed people who make health decisions based on science, not marketing. I'm here every week with the truth about aging well. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue protecting health with knowledge and evidence. Comment one of 3 things. Checking parents' supplements if you're going to review what your parents are taking. Stopping my own if you're over 60 and taking these supplements yourself. or already stopped them if you've already figured this out. Let me see how many people are at risk versus how many have already protected themselves. Your parents' kidneys are either processing excessive calcium that's depositing in their arteries, or they're not. Their liver is either storing toxic levels of vitamin A, or it's not. Their risk of heart attack and stroke is either elevated by supplements, or it's not. You have the power to protect the people you love by having one conversation and making one change. Take that power, use it, and I'll see you informed and protecting your family in the next video.